Hello and welcome back. Let's learn how to solve this problem. We are given a landscaper plans to install 2 new paths in a park. The new fountain path will be perpendicular to the east path and lead to the fountain. The new picnic path will be parallel to the fountain path and pass through the picnic area. What are the equations in point slope form that represent the new paths? Okay, that was a lot of information, so let's break it down. Okay, we need to find 2 equations, and they need to be in point slope form. Equations in point slope form. We are given the details of where these paths need to be based on this east path. Something's parallel, something is perpendicular. So that means we need to know the slope for the east path in order to get started. Well, how can we find that? Well, if we can just determine 2 points that are on this orange line here, we can find the slope. Okay, it looks like at this point, 0, 2, we can see that is a solution to the equation. What's another one? How about this one? This is at 5, 3. Okay, so let's find the slope of the east path. Maybe I'll write like M sub E for east path. Okay, so that means, actually let me also label these points. Let's say this is my first point, and this is my second point, and let's substitute into the slope formula. It means we have a 3 minus 2, 5 minus 0, which gives us a 1 over 5. All right, so we know the slope of the east path is 1 over 5. Let's go back to the problem. The new fountain path will be perpendicular to the east path and lead to the fountain. That means it has to go through this point right here, this one, which is at 15, 2. So it needs to be perpendicular to the east path and pass through this point. Okay, so if the slope of the fountain path needs to be perpendicular, that means it needs to be the opposite reciprocal, so that would be a slope of -5. And it needs to go through the point 15, 2. So point slope form for the fountain path, maybe I'll say y sub f. Okay, so that will be minus, what's our y sub 1? That will be 2 is equal to our m times x minus our x sub 1. So here is the equation for the fountain path. Okay, what about the picnic path? Okay, so the picnic path will be parallel to the fountain path, which means it needs to have the same slope as the fountain path. So the slope for the picnic path needs to be -5 also. It also has to pass through the picnic area, so it needs to go through this point here, which is at 5, 6. Okay, we can write that in point slope form, the equation. So here we go. Let's say for the picnic path, minus y sub 1 would be minus 6 is equal to 5 times 6 minus 5, and we're done.